Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers. It is I, Piggy, and I am joined by Ash.
Hello.
Hello, and we're here to bring you yet another edition of Watching Walford. It's episode 106. Today's episodes are going to cover the biggest storylines and takeaways from week 2 of 2025. All the episodes from the 5th of the 1st all the way to the 9th of the 1st. And how this usually will probably go is just a special edition. I just need to put the timestamps in a minute. We will first start with the introduction, and then there'll be 1K congratulations, then 30 minutes, and then we'll just do the main topics. Now, I'm gonna say, now this being the first official week of 2025, there aren't many side topics, more so 3 main topics. But depending on who you are, it can fluctuate. So to me, the writer, there's only 3 main topics. Okay.
Yeah.
So, there's no real side topic. There's a side topic, but Martin. But if you really want to count as a side topic, you can. Okay?
Yeah, I guess maybe the side topic is just Reese a little bit, but
yeah,
not really.
Who really wants to count that? But anyways, without being further ado, let's do the 1K congratulations. We have hit 1,000 subscribers. Now this, to many Gary YouTubers, as Ross Waddell would say from Cultaholic, this would be like nothing to them. This would be nothing. Many people forget the journey. They just like to focus on the big achievements. You hit 1K and then people are like, where's 5K? Where's 10K? It's like, you're a slow channel, mate. Calm down. So I just want to say thank you to the 1,000 people who watched us. The 5 of you who left comments saying, why do you swear? EastEnders doesn't swear. Love you, mate. Thank you for watching. Now go film more in Iceland.
Alright, sound.
Spared them. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Let me just quickly put a timestamp in. If you want to continue, you can.
Yeah, I'll just do a bit of a preamble. I don't want to cut out my time. No, 1K. Look, we've been doing this channel for 2 years now. 1 year relatively full time. The other year was like halfway through the year, like 8 months in it. Kind of went. And I'm proud of us for getting 1K. I am pretty fucking content. There we are. Demonetized immediately. No, I'm pretty content with how things have gone. I have liked what feels to be a big resurgence over this Christmas time, where I felt like there were going to be a couple of slow months in there. As I don't know if we lost our way a little bit or lost focus or were busy as hell. But I think as of Christmas, we're doing a lot of the extra stuff, really working a lot harder. I feel like we've kind of come out the other side, making some better videos. I've been making the titles a lot juicier. Not clickbaiting to an extent, but it's still grounded in reality. But we hit 1,000, and it's a milestone I've not achieved on anything else. Like, I've been a Twitch streamer for what, like 6-7 years at this point. But
2018, I want to say.
It was 2018. So yeah, roughly
8
like
years.
six and a bit years at this point.
7 years, probably.
Yeah, but 7 years at the end of the year. But point being, it's a big milestone. I've done a bunch of YouTube content in the past. I've never really managed to get it to this level, never gotten it this consistent. So yeah, it's pretty cool because now we have the potential to make pennies. Get that fucking pennies. Get all of the paninis in the bank account.
Stop
Get
swearing.
it on a grill.
Stop swearing.
Not that that's going to change anything. It's just nice to have an already there incentive in case, like, oh, this video pops off. Here's 20 quid. Sound lovely. If we actually make any sort of semblance of money, we can just reinvest it in the channel. So
maybe get me a better microphone. Maybe up to
better cameras, all this sort of stuff. That maybe a thumbnail editor who's not me. Lovely.
Maybe an editor who's not me.
Maybe an editor that's not me. Easy.
No, you what the fuck? You only edited 2 videos. Hold on.
But I've spent more time editing that video than you spend editing in a month.
Your mum? Is that what you said?
In a month. In a month.
He's not checked the sex tape.
But yeah, like, it's just someone for the long form videos where it's like, oh, sick, I've edited and recorded this. All right, ship it off to someone else. See ya. Don't have to spend 15 hours a day editing this, putting the clips in. Oh, wow, delicious. But no, it's a big milestone. I didn't know if we were ever going to get to this point. Like, I feel like we both had fairly grounded expectations for where this channel would be, and my brain went, if we get really lucky, like 20k max. But yeah, no, it's a good milestone. It's one to be celebrated. So as Piggy said, thanks to everybody who's been here on the ground floor, onwards and upwards to 5k.
Just open the goal every time we can. 2k.
And 60k next, please. Thank you.
2k comes around and he's like,
now that we're at 1k likes, can we get now that we're at 1k subs, can we get a 1k like goal on this video? Piggy will shave his head.
Yeah, sure, I will. Fuck it. Why not? Stop swearing. Just remember
I didn't swear.
I know, I swear. That's why I said stop swearing.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, that's my new running bit now because, sorry, I don't want to disparage anyone, but it is funny when we get comments saying...
In fairness, in that video, it was on the video where I was complaining about I think it was the Jack and Denise Ravi love triangle, which, having watched the week of EastEnders, fair enough. It's working. It's getting there. But still, I still don't think it's a good decision either way. But I was heated, so I was swearing like every 3 seconds. My swear words were connectives in the sentences, which is not ideal. But hey, we all make mistakes. I'll keep doing it. I'll just temper the expectations a bit more.
Yeah, obviously I don't like. Obviously, I do care about you guys' opinions, but it is funny when someone who is not subscribed to the channel walks in the front door and it's like, "Well, you guys swearing at EastEnders." Like, are you subscribed? Your opinion doesn't matter unless you're subscribed, lad. Well, it does. It does if you're like, okay, it does if you're like, okay, my credits for this video, can you try and do this, this, and this? See if that works. That's fair enough. But if you're just like,
the criticism was valid. Yeah, just as someone who doesn't seem like they've been on the channel for a while, just walking into our house like, you guys have your shoes on in the house. Like, no one invited you in here, man. You came into my house. You came into my house, and I'll wear my shoes on if I want to wear my shoes on, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's just.
But
yeah.
The critique was valid. I was very excessive.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just don't come in, don't like throw us.
I just enjoyed it's just really unprofessional. It's like, homies, we're not look, contrary to that one person's belief, we're not the official Coronation Street channel. So ultimately, we can do what we want. There's no rules or regulations.
Yeah, there
fight. Look, if you want to find someone else, send them our way, because I'm looking for other people to do the stuff that we do. Because so far it's just us.
And Talking Walford and a few others.
Soap Study, yeah.
Soap Study,
and Walford After Dark, yeah.
And Walford After Midnight.
That doesn't exist.
Walford After Sunshine Shines. I don't know.
Workshop that one.
Yeah, that's my channel when I separate from Ash. That no one's going to subscribe to. It's going to be one subscriber and it'll be my dad. Obviously, my before we get to the 30 minutes of us shooting the shit, we can still say that word because shit is apparently not bad, but you can't say the F word.
But we can. It's been what, 5 minutes now. YouTube doesn't check this point. I don't think we should be fine.
Yeah. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try and limit the swearing. But the problem is,
we're gonna try clean up the act a little bit. Not entirely. It would take away from the charm. If I'm feeling it, I'm gonna swear. But do I need to use swearing like adjectives? No.
The problem is
It's like that bit where ever see the comedy bit where a guy from Brooklyn comes on to like a radio show, and it's like, hey, I was in a geography class, and it turns out people from Brooklyn, they use swear words for adjectives. And then and then the professor was talking about how Argentina invaded the fucking islands. I was like, hey, professor, moron, which fucking islands you talking about? And you saying Falkland, of course, but it's gold. It's a great bit.
Obviously, like what I wanted to say was, before we get to the 30 minutes of shooting this shit, my dad was the first subscriber, and as he claims to be, and he wanted to thank you, Ash, for supporting me on the journey. He wanted to thank you though for also being here. He was the first subscriber. He wants a plaque. He wants 50k in the bank.
Mate, we'll get a plaque event. We're not getting a plaque. Let's be honest.
I'll get a plaque Ned. How about that? I'll get a plaque Ned for me specifically. But yeah,
just for you.
Yeah,
not
just
me.
for me. Yeah. But I just want to say thank.
I want to say thank you to the best person I know. Me. I made this happen. No, yes, keep going.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you for the 1,000 people of me watching Walford. It wouldn't be possible without you to keep this channel going. Because honestly, if this channel just died in its arse, would I give up? Yes.
Yes.
Would I give up? Yes. But
well, no, it depends. It depends if we would do it. If it was the first iteration of the podcast, yes, dead. But now that we have an audience, I'd be pretty reticent to give it away. Like now that people listen to our opinions, I'm not giving that up. Great. Each time I get a comment, the table lifts up 3 inches.
Mine lifts up 5.
Not 6, of course. All right, show off. Someone's been eating the Weetabix.
Yeah. I've been eating your mum as well.
Reasonable.
She's a lovely person, Mrs. Ash. She's a lovely woman. I had a brief interaction with her.
Keep going.
But I just want to say, sorry, I threw myself off for that one. I just want to say thank you to everyone who followed and listens to our shit opinions. Is all I can say. We will try and clean up our act a little bit. We will try not to use the F slur a little bit.
The F word. The F word.
I could say we can say the F slur because it's technically talking about cigarettes if we're using it in that context. Because if EastEnders can use it, I do
not use the F slur. Just want to have that on public record.
Do I say yes because I'm talking about a cigarette in the UK way? But for some reason, YouTube think, "How dare you, lads?" It's like, it's fucking allowed in England, you bellends. We have to figure out what swear words YouTube like and don't like. So I want to, mate. I know this is a wrestling reference.
All of the penis ones, all the penis words.
Shaft.
Piss.
Bobby.
Shit. I don't know.
Mate.
But not much is going to change. Like I said, we're probably going to tidy up some of the edges. Maybe we don't swear as much at the start of the video. Just figuring out YouTube's wacky world of monetization at the end of the day. But still, we're not going to censor the serious topics that we're talking about because that would be really offensive.
Yeah, and
where it's like we're not just going to start saying Phil wanted to unalive himself. Like, come on now. Come on.
Or
we just say in a video game more.
I'm gonna briefly just touch on that. Yeah, I just want to say, I know I made this rant before, but I just want to say, I don't really we can stop saying the swear words, but I don't how can I describe it? Like, I would much rather say Linda was sexually assaulted or raped by Dean Wicks than going Linda was raped, and it's like, yeah, mate, you're really.
That's just offensive. It's just
offensive.
It's just you're not taking it seriously. We'll never dish out oh, and then Phil decided to end turn in Minecraft. Like, well, what's even going on here? It's just we're talking like EastEnders and Coronation Street and Hollyoaks deals with serious topics. we're gonna deal with it in the serious way that it needs.
And unless like it gets monetized or anything, unless hashtag does a big solo video, he might lessen the words a little bit. So YouTube will be like, okay, he's saying kill himself twice. That's okay. He's saying a third time, demonetized. But yeah, the problem is with YouTube being an American company, they only really think about American audiences, kind of. Like it's like it's like American audiences, and then it's like international, which is just like Mexico, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing
But
else.
the issue is that the American market's the best market for advertisers.
I'm not
It's a sad fact.
I'm not saying that. I just need them to realize like there is soaps. We're covering soaps. We're not covering we're not going. Phil Mitchell was a real life gangster who shanked 7 people and then shot on their bodies. He's not a real person. He's a fictional character. Most of these people are fictional characters played by real people like YouTube. Real people play these fictional characters. They're not real people. Calm down, Mr. YouTube. But yeah, that's my little rant. Like, and obviously I was going to tell Ash I wanted to make a joggy video, and I don't know one's going to get this. I can bring up the actual like what it's a parody of. But do you remember when DX did the public service announcement where they parodied Bill Clinton's like?
Yes.
We
will no longer say the words pee, poo, or bum. Just swapping out with nonsense.
Yeah. I want to do that. We will no longer say the word piss, Bobby, penis, shaft, fuck, shit,
milk duds.
Yeah, just get all dressed up in suits and address the nation. No one would watch it, but I'd have a lovely chuckle doing it. Just the two of us. Like, I don't know why my mind thinks of these things. But yeah, thank you. We've about 10 minutes left of shooting the shit. So I guess I can get rid of that 30 minutes. How have you been, mate? How's everything been with you?
Yeah, it's been normal, really. I'm looking forward to actually taking my break now because look, we were so close to 10,000, so close to 1,000. I was like, oh, but I can make another video. Ooh. And then Coronation Street's axing about 733 different people. So like, bloody hell, another video. So the last couple of days has been like, all right, I'm just gonna do one thing. Monday. I'm gonna Monday. Oh, I'm gonna get the bulk videos done, and it's like, I'm gonna watch the Coronation Street or the Hollyoaks to catch up. And then suddenly I did it, and I made a video about it. And went, oh fucking hell! And then I ended up, and then after making the video, I ended up editing it, and then there was another thing where I was like, oh, and the EastEnders has revealed the 40th anniversary. Bloody hell. And then Tuesday happened. I was like, all right, got to do all the Hollyoaks and make a Hollyoaks video. Get it ready. And then it's like, oh, and some more news. Great. And I've just finished streaming. Oh, and there's some more news after this. I'm like, guys, please. I love it. I love it. I love that it's allowed the channel to get to 1,000. But for Christ's sake, will you calm down on the news, please? But thank you for all the new subscribers because of it. But yeah, no, it's been good. I'm looking forward to the break. I've kind of managed to slightly weather the storm. Like by the end of the year, I was definitely like a bit more jaded and a bit more on the outs. But I've somehow managed to kind of like go the other way, where I'm not as jaded as I was. I still have a decent amount of energy, and so I'm generally getting all the stuff I want to get done, continuing to get done. Like I've still been streaming. I've still been. The only thing I've let slip is going to the gym, but I'll be doing that soon enough, anyways. But yeah, how you been doing, mate?
I've been honestly doing good. As people can tell probably now in the background, I've set up my shelves. You can't see the Sopranos one, but you can see the wrestling one kind of. That's Mark Briscoe and Jay Briscoe.
If you zoom in really,
if you zoom
in really close. To the naked eye, I can't really see, but
Yeah.
I'll take your word.
So obviously, yeah, that's what you can see. Also, I've just been doing really, really good. I paid most of my address pass. That was a lot. That was. I ordered a lot of figures over Christmas. I tell you what, I had €90 left. I got 6 more went out, and then I was like, okay, how much is the customs charge? Oh my god, it's like 60 quid, bollocks. And then it's like, okay, I've 30 quid left, but I need to pay for my Abyss custom. I need to pay for my James Mister custom. There we go. I was like, oh, thank God, everything's paid for now. Oh, just 2 more address pads and then I'm finished. Oh. So yeah, if you don't know, I basically have a UK and a US address. So say like the figures in the background that I ordered can only be delivered to a US address. I have a US address there, so it can be delivered to there. Same with the UK. I could
So
also.
what you're telling me is he's bloody rich.
I'm bloody rich, I tell you what.
He's got a full blown holiday home in America. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. No, it's just some random post office in the middle of nowhere. Let's be real. But yeah, because I did ship some figures to a mate in America. But the problem is he takes vacations. And when he takes vacations, he goes for about 6 years. So like I'm still waiting on Minoru Suzuki, who was another wrestler. I'm waiting on like the Bunny to complete my Butcher and Blade. I'm waiting on my Bryan Danielson. So I'm like, man, just come back. I want my figures. You stole them. You stole them. My favourite thing is...
Stop enjoying your holiday. I've got shit I want.
My favourite thing is, right, because obviously he's a customizer as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up like something he did. He did these heads. He added the greyness to the beard of CM Punk. Obviously he's a customizer, so obviously he said, yeah man, I'll do your order, right? So he got about 6 orders and then he left. So I've just been getting messages every 3 months like, yeah, about Dion, where is he? And I'm like, I don't know, he's just left.
Somewhere.
He's just somewhere. And then a guy's like, I got scammed, where's my CM Punk and MJF? And I don't know, he's probably using them, I don't bloody know. He's just, I mean, well, Dion is probably just sitting somewhere just like, fucking
sipping on some margaritas.
Yeah. He's a friend from Chicago, by the way, that I talk to most of the time. He's a great mate of mine. If you have me on Discord and you see the photo of Japanese Spider-Man sitting on Triple H, that is made by Dion. He made that image. And also I have the Leslie Grantham finger in the mouth one that's under my ring. So yeah, he made those. But yeah, I've been enjoying. Some figures came today. I'm gonna open them afterwards. Papa Shango, and some other people. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that. It's my just to talk about one more match, even though no one's gonna watch one more match. If you want to know, one more match will be staying the same because I view that as just two, not jaded wrestling fans, but two wrestling fans talking about old wrestling. Just kind of as fun shooting the shit. Because we just swear, because I'm like, it's not going to get monetized, and I don't want it to get monetized. I want it just to be a channel where people can just come onto the thing and just look at, like, I don't want it to gain subscribers.
I mean, if it gets monetized, I'll take it.
I mean,
I don't think it will.
if
in some weird fictional scenario it does, hallelujah.
Like, to me, how I want one more match is, this is obviously where we have our EastEnders opinions.
This is the wrestling channel.
Yeah, this is the wrestling channel. I view that as more as just two men, but mainly Ash, just complaining about, like, how shit wrestling was 20 years ago, and how shit wrestling is today. Because obviously Ash has his specifics. He grew up in the 2010s, so he likes the 2010s era. And my favourite bit is, like, I don't really want that to be monetized. I just want that to be like, okay, we can say the C word, let's go. And people can view it if they want, they don't have to. And obviously, we're covering a time in wrestling that I love and dear to my heart, which is early TNA. And I'm excited to do that. And we'll be covering at some point, it'll be uploaded at some point, I just have to figure out when. And yeah, that's mainly it. I'm just excited for one more match, but really. And obviously my tattoos are being booked in for 2 weeks' time. So I'll have new ink to me in about 2 weeks' time, and I will be happy with that. So yeah, mate, that is pretty much life's going good.
And Piggy will ask my opinion, and then I'll be like, "Oh, what do you think about it?" Shit. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yep. I knew I could rely on you.
You asked me. You know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna spare your feelings.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, it's just life's been good. Hit the 1K. I was gonna get a cake.
The time you get a tattoo I like, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I like it. Oh, I've waited for this moment for years.
It's like it's a tattoo of like Mike Knox or someone. There's a giant back tattoo of a wrestler you like. Just like that mentalist from the Alan Partridge, like I'm Alan Partridge, or the guy gets a massive Alan Partridge tattoo on his back or on his front of his stomach, and it's just like, do you want to hang out more, Alan? You're a mentalist, and he runs into a field. Yeah, I don't know why, I just love classic Alan Partridge. Yeah, I've just it's just really it. Anything
Fair
else
enough.
you want to discuss?
No, I've kind of figured out what the video I want to make, the big video this month, but I also don't know if I'm going to really get the time. I want to, at some point in the near future, I want to work on a video discussing all of the departures in Hollyoaks in 2024, mostly because it was a year where about 20 to 30 members of cast were just axed outright. And I want to get that video done, but there's also a lot to do, and it would also be me repurposing an old script I had written up anyways. So maybe that'll happen, maybe that won't, but not much is really going to change. I think we generally try to change the angle of our videos, because fundamentally I'd rather do 10 more of the videos that have been released this week than any more of the Reddits of old where it's like, oh, what did this person think about this? They thought it was poo. Oh, great sound. Like, really adding some value here. But just want to keep moving forward. Want to keep doing a bit more opinionated. I know it's probably been a bit more controversial in a sense, especially as of late, where we've gone from worshipping the ground Chris Clenshaw walks on to kind of going, I don't know about this one, mate. I don't know about this choice. But fundamentally, at least I'm coming from the angle of a critic, and I'm not just gonna say every decision like any certain soap makes is good. It has to earn its merit. I'm not your mum putting your poster on the fridge. These are like high budget productions. These are going yearly. You have to go on the ebbs and flows of how it is at the time. So that's what I've been trying to embellish a bit more. And the titles have been a big helper of making people a bit more interested. It's been making them steamier.
I just want to say sorry for anyone who heard me sniffling. I forget that my microphone picks up. It doesn't pick up most noises, but it does pick up stuff that when I'm close to the mic. I apologise for that. I know I didn't hear it, but on the camera, I'm going to have like fucking Scooby-Doo sniffing, and it's like, oh shit. I think I've got a noise gate or something for this microphone, but yeah.
You do not have one?
I don't know, I have.
I'm pretty sure I set one up for you.
Yeah, that's my microphone, lads. We can have a look at that.
Yeah. I mean, there's no noise gate on it, mate.
Yeah, I know. It's just a weird cover for it, really. But yeah.
Fair enough. Interrupting my point to say you were sniffling. Fair enough.
Fair enough. I just want to bring it up in case people are like, I fucking noticed that, Piggy. You're like, yep, sorry.
But no, yeah, it's just more of the same. It's been a good start to the year. Trying to not do what I did last year, where last year it was all about trying to change the stuff I didn't like, where at the end of 2024, pretty much everything was going in the right places at the right times. So, yeah, like, fundamentally, probably in a pretty good spot. So, no real changes, no real big things that I want to, like, obviously, I still want to do more. I still want to keep doing the scripted videos. I want to develop them a lot more. But also, this month is the chill month, and if there's no big video release this month, fair enough. But there should be one in February.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been a solid week. I sort of managed to combat the fatigue, so now we're still here.
Yeah, and I guess we're going to kick it off now with the side topic, which is not me speaking. The camera's still on Ash. It is time for the Ruby Allen special.
He does his own stunts.
I don't know. Yeah. That was provided by the great AquaDreams. Thank you.
No one knows who that is. That's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ruby special. I mean, not much really changes this week, I'll be honest. Not much really changes this much for Ruby Allen. Her and Martin are now officially together, and all that really happens is, I think, well, it's basically Jean telling Stacey, look, I understand that you're mardy about Martin and Ruby getting together, but you could have done a bit more. Like, you could have done a little bit more. They get the news that Roman is gonna be able to move in, like, move out of the hospital for the first time, which is a big deal, and they're both quite happy with it. And then later on in the episodes, Reese is trying to arrange for people to spend their time going to Sonia's trial, but people just go, yeah, not really. I'm a bit busy, Reese. You know, so, unlike you, some of us have a job. No one says that explicitly, but you know, how much work has Reese been doing over the last couple of months? But Reese is kind of, because he knows so that he has the smoking gun if he wants to. He's now like, why is nobody supporting Sonia? You guys are all smelly. It's like, Reese, you killed Debbie. You guys are all being really mean for not going. And then he says this to Martin, and then Martin's like, sorry. It's not sorry, mate. I've been here the whole time. Don't come at me with this, you bellend. But yeah, and Martin says that Ruby is his girlfriend.
And also, fuck that, I really screamed that one. And also, technically, he does have a job, Ash. He feeds his pet Bianca. What are you on about?
Yeah, he does indeed feed Bianca.
His pet Bianca, I'll have you know.
Not that they show us. Where's Bianca? Also had someone annoyed at the state of the EastEnders fans. Like, we know what Bianca is. Like, yeah, we do, but would be nice if we saw some scenes of Bianca struggling, just to keep it present in the brain, because some people do forget. But yeah, anyways, that's the Ruby Allen stuff. Nothing else, I think.
That was a Ruby Allen special. I don't know why I'm fucking hyping it up. Can you give us a just to send us off? There we go. That's the Ruby Allen. That's the Ruby Allen noise Ash makes whenever he sees Ruby Allen.
That is true.
Keep that in there.
Like, I'm an expressive man.
Yeah.
Which is something nobody has ever said about me.
His expression of, do you want to go on a date, is getting a coffee, but he's not paying for it. You have to pay.
How dare you? I'm a romantic at heart.
I'm a romantic. I proposed to her while I was on the toilet.
What? Oh, you just got engaged. Wow, proud of you, mate. There we are. Yeah. Flipped it on you like an egg, like an omelette.
Yeah, and now kicking us off, main topic one, which is talking about Mr. Ravi Gulati or Galati, whatever you want to say. Sorry.
Yeah, just excited that you made me laugh. Keep going, man.
We see the side effects of the Panasar incident on New Year's Day. Ravi is feeling the effects of pushing Nish, as the family thinks it's a heroic thing, but Ravi thinks he did it purposely. There was no intent, just blood. So we see how they're all happy for Suki and Eve, but Eve is worried. Eve is worried that Suki gets a nosebleed. Eve confesses to Ravi that she doesn't know if she can do it. Ravi tells her to be strong. We later find out that all Suki has is a broken nose or a fractured nose. But one kid who is not happy is Nugget. Then he confronts Nugget and tells him that Nish was a bad man. He manipulated people. He deserved what he got. Nugget says we're not the same and says Nish loves him and basically tells him to bugger off. See, I did not put fuck in it. I put buggered, lads. You can't.
Yeah, but you just said it though, didn't you?
Yeah, but I pointed out that I said bugger. Okay. We see Ravi
It's
is
like saying I didn't shit myself, and then you turn around and there's just poo just everywhere.
just the poo dangling out of my bum.
Gotta make it more gross.
We see Ravi is struggling as he later meets up with Denise. He tells Denise he wanted that bastard dead. The bastard dead. He knew what he was doing, and that's why he pushed him. He tells Denise to leave him, but Denise doesn't want to do that. Suki and Eve arrive home. We see Priya and Avani have brought the honeymoon to Eve and Suki. The whole family are happy that they're back, but when Priya goes into the kitchen, Nuggy said, Nuggy? I did it all for the Nuggy. Priya tells Nugget says she looks like a whore. Put some clothes on.
It says hooker, not whore.
Oh, sorry.
For Christ's sake, or just prostitute. You know, the sentiment's still the same. It's Nish's poison being dripped into his ear. People are thinking he's going to be an incel. Don't think he's going to be an incel personally. Let's be honest, they would have announced it ahead of time. Come on now, they probably would have announced it ahead of time. But we will be seeing the after effects of Nugget dealing with, what Nish's influence, right? We're probably going to see Nugget become a bit of a knobhead in a way where he wants to keep remembering Nish because he believes he had the good side of Nish, but still he's not sure. He just can't really tell that even if he had the most kind of comforting side of Nish, he was still manipulating him anyways.
See, I know no one listens to my ideas for EastEnders, and I know this one's bad shit. And obviously I know you can't cast the real one because he is he's a human trafficker. But I want them to cast an Andrew Tate kind of person. So Nugget listens to these podcasts where it's this is how you treat men. This is how you treat women. And he just becomes a beta. You know what I mean? He's just listening to these podcasts. You do 10 push-ups, then when a woman says no, you punch her in the face. Show that you're a man. And it's Jesus
in a
Christ.
video game.
In a video game, of course. That kind of mentality.
You literally said this last year when Denzel was on the steroids.
I did on the stage. I did.
He's fully repeating it again.
Yeah, I want someone to.
But then again, I said I wanted Vinny to die about 17 times in a video game, so who knows?
But I just kind of want them to do the beta male kind of thing, lean into that toxic, because it is toxic in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it's toxic masculinity. It is exactly what it's called. I don't mind it. I've seen interpretations of incel culture in soap. It's you say you want it, but then you have to deal with it every week, and it's oh Christ. In Hollyoaks, there's a character called Eric, who was the brother of two fairly established, one Tony Hutchinson, main boy Hollyoaks, as long as the show's been on, and his sister, and you just see him slip further and further. He kind of indoctrinates someone into the incel culture, and it was interesting. It really was interesting. Do I want to see it again? Not really. Is it important to have in this day and age? Probably.
Didn't he, and I'm not confused, didn't he bring a gun in or something in the show? Or
he brought a crossbow and he shot someone in the shoulder.
Damn it, why wasn't it the head? Damn it.
And he was doing a heist in a video game.
Oh, so who's the guy who threw acid at someone? Was that someone else?
That was in Coronation Street.
Oh, I'm getting all my subs confused, sorry.
Piggy only speaks EastEnders.
I do, yeah. If you couldn't tell. Anyways, Priya tells Nugget, mate, you don't tell me what to do, you little shit. Shouldn't say little shit. Nugget ultimately shits his bridges. Bridges, that's it. But they go to
you're on record you're like, we're not going to swear this time. And then immediately it's all over the place.
I mean, shit's alright, isn't it?
Yeah, but still.
Denise goes to see Suki, and Suki tells Denise, look, go see Ravi. He needs a friend, and you can be it. Denise arrives and basically tells him, look, you can't get rid of me that easily. Just because you tell me to go, I'm not going to go. Ravi agrees, and Denise.
It's the Ravi special. Just leave me, alright? It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all, you knobhead. I hate you, but leave me alone. But no, this one's a lot more like pain, grief, etc. It's more like that rather than his conversations with Zach.
Ravi agrees, and Denise cooks him some lovely food. I'm guessing spag bol and bolognese. I had to guess.
It looked like a full English.
Oh, like a full English. They eventually kiss, and I'm sitting there thinking about the food. Where is the food?
He didn't eat it, did he?
He didn't eat it, no. The following day, some flowers were given to Denise, just like me. This is the name of the restaurant, by the way. Don't give out to me. Just like me, Chef Chang's buffet in St. Stephen's Green Shopping Centre. She tries to sniff out who the flowers are from. Does Kim? Yeah, Chef Chang's is a lovely buffet, by the way. Get food for £10. You can get a bottle of beer.
I've never had a buffet before.
It's not really. It depends. It's kind of a Chinese restaurant, but also a buffet. You can get all you can eat, or you can just get like some chicken balls and chips for £10.
I'm surprised you don't call it a buffet. That sounds like something you'd say.
A buffet? No.
Hey, just going down to the buffet league. I don't know why you're Geordie, but
yeah, it was a great thing because I just go up there and it's like usual, yeah. And that's where I got hooked on Koppenberg for the first time. Because they didn't have any cider, or they didn't have any normal cider. Yeah, non-alcoholic. And you can sit beside like you're at the top.
It has completely different implications.
Yeah. But you can sit at the top of St. Stephen's. You basically, if you sit near the window, you can literally look out from the top of St. Stephen's Green Shopping Centre. It's beautiful. We used to there was also a man feeding pigeons there, and I gave him a $5 and he let me feed the pigeons. He just gave me a lot of like porridge oats, and I'm just stand still, and then the pigeons would come up to me. There's just a photo of me with the pigeons. It's great. But anyways, she tries to sniff out who the flowers are from.
Why are you paying him? He's not a pigeon handler. He's homeless. But I'm sure he was actually a pigeon handler. That's a joke.
No, he wasn't a pigeon handler. No, he wasn't actually. He was doing it for charity. He was just he didn't want any money. He just wanted money for charity, as he was like doing it out of the kindness of his heart. But he just wanted money for. He just wanted it for charity. Basically, you give him £10 and then he helps you with the pigeons. I tried to pet the pigeon and then the pigeon flew
charity. Bloody hell.
Look, Ash only gives
what I've done charity work in the past.
Ash only gives 1p to charity. But yeah, it's like when you go to McDonald's, it's like, oh, you can round up 20 cents and give us 20 cents. Bloody hell, I'll give you 5 cents. How about that? Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, it's like buying anything at KFC and it's like, oh, do you want to give anything to charity? No, thanks. Just my food, please. Not today.
Not today, dickhead.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Also met my homeless man, Phil. He asked me how my Christmas was. I told him it was alright. How was his? Said it was a bit cold, and I went, no, fair enough, Phil. Phil is my local homeless man. He's a lovely man. The reason why he always talks to me is because he sees, like, for example, this shirt I'm wearing. So if I walk across the Tesco, he'll go, "Oh, you colourful," and I go, "Oh." And then I'm like, "Yeah, I like your shirts, man. Thank you."
I still imagine he gets dodgy looks saying that.
He probably does.
But then again, it is an island, so.
Mostly he just says, "Oh, I like your shirt because it's colourful." So yeah. He's a lovely man. He gave out to my dad because he was like, "Where's your son?" And my dad went, "He's in bed. He's a lazy shite." Anyway, I agree, man. He is a lazy shite, letting you out in the cold. Fuck you, Phil. Dogpiling on me when I'm not there. Then you come to me asking for money. Bloody hell.
Right, enough about Phil.
She tries to sniff out who the flowers are from. Denise just tells Kim to ignore it. Kim refuses to let it go. Denise goes to Ravi and chews him out. Now then, stop that, lads. Ravi's just like, what the fuck did I do? Kim spots Denise talking to Ravi. Denise there tells Kim he slept with Ravi. She slept with Ravi.
See, Denise does it in a way where she doesn't let Ravi get any words in. So, oh, well, you give me flowers? How dare you? I've got kids. I've got family. I can't have you giving me flowers. So don't you give me any bloody flowers, you knobhead. And he's just kind of sat there like, He's not saying anything, is he?
Yeah. She goes to see Ravi. Ravi says, "Let me bloody speak, woman," and talks to Denise, saying the flowers wrong from him and that he wants to take things slow. And then they kiss. And that is the end of that.
Yeah, she goes, "Look, you've been ignoring me. What have you been ignoring me for? What have you been ignoring me for, Ravi? I'm not that sort of woman. You can't drop me like this." And he goes, "Yeah, let me speak. Jesus. You're going to let me get a word in, please?" And he just says, "Yeah, we'll take it as slow as you want, but this isn't a one-time thing. This is something I want." And then they kiss and have a little cheeky, "How's your father?"
He's doing grand. How's yours?
Dead. Still.
Still? Ah, he'll be alive someday. Don't worry. Moving on, main topic number 2. We see the Knights and the Beals have an argument in the fic. They all point fingers at each other, blaming each other for who attacked Cindy. Eventually, George and George Jr. Have an argument. Junior
No. Hold your horses. The best scene of the week, by far, is Junior giving everybody the same sort of aggro that Cindy did. And then Lauren's like, "Oh, I hate you. You're awful." And then Peter stands up to him like saying, well, you were just my mum's bit on the side. You say that again. And then Peter goes in. Lauren's like, "Smash his face in." "Go on, smash his bloody head in. Go on, get a dig in there. So, go on, 1, 2. Like that is everybody during a fight.
You know
And
what,
Lauren, look, Lauren's had some great moments. So that was gold.
Do you know what makes it even better? She's like, "Smash his face," and then June just turns around and is like, Peter gets overpowered immediately.
Oh yeah. Like,
No,
he is still Ian's son at the end of the day.
No.
Look, Ian used to be a boxer, but we don't talk about that time period, so he's useless.
Now, see, the difference is, if it was tall Peter, you'd be fucked.
No. If it was tall Peter, he'd get battered even more.
Oh.
Because tall Peter was useless.
Oh, was he? Which Peter was
Yes.
actually good? Was it the Peter in 2014? But he hold a decent fight.
I don't know. I don't have a catalogue of Peter Beale fights in my brain. Sorry, mate.
Fair enough. Yeah, Junior has an argument. Junior is basically like a child against, rebelling against the man. You know, you've all had that when you're 15. You know, you're about the same height as your dad, your man. You're like, fuck the system. You can't tell me what to do, man. And then it's like, go to your room, you piece of shit. Dinner'll be done at 6. All right, sorry.
Jesus.
Elaine talks to George about their relationship. Elaine says she just want to be a side piece and that George said Cindy was his wife. George says he loves Elaine. They eventually kiss and make up. George checks his bloody shirt, which Elaine later spots. Elaine, Gina and Anna discuss what will do with the shirt. George later finds out and he opens up what he was doing. What he was doing Christmas Day was some illegal boxing. They say they'll get rid of the shirt and they also call George out for making Kojo lie for him, when he was also giving out about Cindy making Kojo lie. Gina and Anna go to throw away the shirt, but Peter, like a bloodhound, follows them. He questions them and they say George was illegally fighting. And they question Peter on why Ian hasn't finished with Cindy. Peter then later talks to Ian, who's watching cat videos on an undisclosed TikTok website. Probably like watching cock or something. Peter then later Peter questions Ian and he says he'll visit her. He let her see Ian or Cindy wake up in the hospital and call for Ian as Ian is watching cat videos. Yeah.
Or is she saying that Ian smacked her over the head?
Oh.
Is it a red head? No, she just wants Ian. Because she knows she's alienated everything else. Look, if she's taking angles, who's the easiest to get back under your thumb? It's Ian or it's Junior. That's your only angle to find somewhere to live. Because she's just getting kicked out, probably. So, let's be honest.
Yeah, but we only have to wait until the 18th of February. Let's bloody go.
Is that confirmed as to when the anniversary week is?
Probably, yeah, because that's when the anniversary is usually, isn't it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the anniversary like the 22nd.
Oh, fair enough.
But it's roughly it's in the middle. I think it's in the middle of like the end of the days of the week. But regardless,
Anyways,
roughly then.
any thoughts on this?
It's interesting to see how everybody's still sketchy. One thing, obviously, the Lauren bit was really funny. Smash his face in, Peter. Go on, like that's the partner we all need. Go on, mess him up. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. That's a joke. But fundamentally good stuff. Interesting. I just don't know why George is such an idiot. Like, oh, I'm just gonna keep this bloody shirt in the cupboard and not chuck it out immediately. Like. What are you doing that for? Just get rid of it. It's bin day on Saturday. Just get rid of it. Chuck it in the. I know it's not recyclable, but chuck it in the black bin. Easy. Shirt gone.
Throw the shirt for donations to the war in Gaza. Do something like that.
I don't know. I just don't know why. Like George is continuing to just be a bit of a. He's just a bit of a moron. It's what we're learning. He's not the smartest, and it's always disappointing when it's like. I have called Cindy my wife, and now Elaine is angry. Why are you angry? It's like, because you just called your ex your wife, you smelly knobhead. I don't know.
But Ash, if you're not considered he has CTE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, he's stupid, is my point. George is stupid. One thing I did like as well is George being so angry, he like angrily slapped the wall behind Junior. Slap the walls. You just you just stop playing around. Yeah, all right. You stop hitting furniture next, mate.
Also, just.
But yeah, I still think I honestly still think it's Peter. If I had to guess, it probably is going to be Peter. In my opinion, that's my current as to who attacked Cindy. I do think it's Peter. Or Kathy, alternatively. Kathy's not really got much of a shine lately.
And I just wanted to bring up, also Lauren and Peter were called by a social worker. They came and Peter's like, we're a loving family. We all love each other. Lauren's doing great. Nothing to see here. See you, mate. Just lying to them. Yeah, basically.
And then Lauren gets trapped in with a lie, and he's oh yeah, no, it's nice to be back on good terms again. And Peter's like, we're not. Oh, fair enough. Well, Peter, you're so convincing. God, wow, you're a really good actor, Peter. You should become an actor. Obviously, he says no, I can't read.
Just like me, for real. We see main topic 3. We see Phil talking with Sharon, and he wants to sign the business over to Big Nigel. I will not do that slip up that I did one time on your stream. If you don't know, Phil basically.
Yeah, it's about I thought you were going to explain the slip up. Don't even.
No, I'm not going to explain that.
Go there.
If you're wondering, by the way, Phil wants to sell his businesses to Sharon because he just can't do it anymore. He's just packing in. And also Sharon has an argument with him because she's like, I got some of Teddy's promise. Phil's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Oh, by the way,
like at this point, he's just fully fed up with life. He's just like, fine, do it. I don't care. Just leave me alone, please. Just please leave me alone. And you can tell he's being genuine because he's too tired to fight. And Phil always loves to fight. So it's just, guys, can we just stop? It's like, oh Jesus. I know it's the thing where it's usually in some cases you can't really tell if someone's struggling. But man alive, somebody's got to notice that Phil's on his last legs. But no one really wants to, I guess.
Billy and Nigel, by the way, is giving Phil's credit card, and Billy is very suspicious. Billy and Nigel later discuss the past, and Nigel talks about living with Dot, which makes Billy,
well, Billy was initially suspicious of Nigel because I don't think they really crossed paths. So he's just suspicious as to why he's cropped up after all this time. But Nigel, as Piggy's about to say, because he lived with Dot, and if they live with Dot, typically you can trust them unless they're Stuart.
I don't know. Stuart is trustworthy as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trust him.
Uh, Nigel talks about living with Dot, which makes Billy go, "Okay, you're a decent bloke." We later see Nigel get a job with Kathy. All seems to be going well. The Mitchells are worried for Phil, as Phil says he's packing it in. They go to check on him as Nigel runs away. Nigel goes to the laundry. He also trips. By the way, he also trips.
Yeah, like he's proven to have been like he's dropped his phone screen's cracked. He's setting all these alarms.
Yeah.
And he fell over into like a bunch of bin bags as well. So, something is awry. But yeah, this thing with Phil, where they all come with Phil, not wondering why he's packing it in, just angry that he is. Says, "Oh, why are you packing it in, Phil? It's our kids' futures on the way. What are you packing it in for, Phil? Do you hate your grandkids? Do you?" And then Phil's like, "Nah, man, I'm just leave me alone. I'm just tired of all this. Just please leave." It's just everybody making it about themselves and their interests, and it's like just reach out properly, guys, for Christ's sake.
Just continuing on. Nigel goes to the laundry and we see Yolanda talk to Nigel, and she wants to know what's up with Nigel. And Nigel opens up about having dementia. He has dementia. If you don't know, there is different types of dementia. All fairies. But Alzheimer's and dementia, people get confused. They're basically the same things, just different things happen. I don't really tell the difference, but from what I know, Alzheimer's and dementia.
From what Nigel says, Nigel has early onset dementia, which is typically it's harder to diagnose because most people, I don't know, dementia and Alzheimer's are typically viewed as just like an old person. It's typically viewed as an older person disease. So it's not really as diagnosed in younger people. So, and Nigel, he's still 60. He's still older, but typically it's reserved for much older people at the later stage of their life.
But people as young as 30 can also get dementia if you didn't know. Like, dementia just doesn't wait till you're like 60. It's like, I'm going to creep in now. No. It can be at any age. I think even 10-year-olds, well, I don't think 10-year-olds can get it, but like someone in their 20s can. Like, it's not... Yeah. But the best thing about living in the 21st century about having dementia is if you have family members, but you say you have dementia, but you have like kids, you can go. All right.
I suppose I'll also make the preamble. Piggy's dealt with someone with dementia before.
Yeah,
just coming from someone who's lived with dementia. I haven't really experienced anyone with dementia personally.
There is some great memories you get with people, with like a person having dementia. You do get them weird memories. But yeah, if you have, like, so say Ash got diagnosed with dementia like in 5 years' time, but he also had kids. When his kids grow up, they can go to a doctor and see if they can do a test, basically.
If there's any like genetic sort of.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Like people you can test it, but you don't really know until like later in life, really. And it's
I'd imagine it can be kind of similar to like Huntington's, where you can, if you have a parent with Huntington's, you can get tested and see if you have. I don't know if it's necessarily gene, like in the Alzheimer's dementia case, but for that, for example, you can actually check and know if you will get it or not at a fairly early age.
And like also like with dementia, like it's weird because obviously my nanny had it. For people who don't know. I will get teary whenever I bring up dementia on the fucking podcast, don't you worry. But yeah, it is funny because because obviously there was a discussion one day with my dad and my uncle, and obviously they were talking about dementia, and I was just sitting in the background, and then they were talking, and my dad asked my uncle, "Oh, what if you get dementia?" And he just turns to my dad and goes, "If I get dementia, I want you to grab a shovel and whack me right in the back of the head and kill me." And they're like, "What do you want to do?" And then they turn to me and it's like, "What do you want to do if you get diagnosed with dementia, Piggy?" And I'm like, "Give me a shotgun and I'll blow my brains out." It's like, wow, this is a great conversation
in a video game.
It's like the bleakest reality because no one because to me you die twice with dementia.
It's a very like British UK approach to
yeah.
Tragedy! Well, let's just make it funny then. Even if it's bleak and dark, it's still funny in a tragic way.
But like I will say, like there is like but with dementia you do die twice, but there is different types of dementia. So like Robin Williams, for example, had Lewy body dementia, which basically is normal dementia, but you also lose the control of your bowels and your so say you're on a bus.
Just like your bodily functions.
Yeah, your bodily function. But like my favorite thing is like, because sometimes my nanny would be confused about her gender. So sometimes she would think she had a willy, sometimes she would think she had a vagina. So I remember one time I was upstairs, and my dad obviously had to clean her because he wasn't supposed to, because he's a man. You know, he wasn't supposed to, but no one else in the family would do it. There wasn't really many women around. My favorite thing is, so he's cleaning my nanny, and then all I hear from my nanny is, "Don't you touch my willy!" And said in the most like Irish way possible. And I fucking buckled.
The most outraged.
Get your hands off my willy! It's just. But yeah, there is fun memories with dementia. Usually not, but I just it's just you try and you make it easy for them. You don't really have like I had an argument with my nanny, but then I have to realise, maybe I'm having an argument with someone who doesn't know that they're having an argument. They just think they're having a fun time. So it's like So you do have to I will whenever dementia's brought up here, I will just preface that it's early onset dementia. Yeah. But yeah, also the healthcare for fucking dementia sucks. You can give them tablets and shit, but like it's like, oh, you have dementia? Yeah, well, get fucked, mate. We can help you, but get fucked.
We will try to ease the pain, but there's no real preventative measures.
No, there's not. It's just it is something that sucks. Like, but like the problem is you don't understand how hard it is until you experience with someone. Because for example, when cousins would come over, which was very rare because obviously my nanny had dementia. Like they would get sad because the nanny forget them. And they're like, "Why are you not sad, Piggy?" And I'm like, "You already forgot me."
I live this.
My favorite thing was one day I came into my nanny's bedroom when she was dying, obviously, and I went into the room, and obviously I had long hair at the time, and I'm standing beside my dad, and my nanny looks to my nan and goes, "Who's your girlfriend?" And then insert my dad's name. My dad's like, "Don't know. Who's my girlfriend?" Just points to me. But yeah, I remember the funny story I have, and it upset my uncle, but my dad started laughing. So obviously she was born in 1936, so obviously she grew up in World War II. So I had to feed her with a water with a spoon, and I would go around the spoon. And usually what you do to a baby is, "Here comes the airplane." But obviously 1936, I came around and, "Here comes the Luftwaffe." Just funny for me, not funny for other people. It's just you just gotta make it your own.
It's a very Piggy joke.
Yeah, but yeah, just like if you do struggle with someone having dementia, just know it's better to you'll have more fun if you realise they don't mean any of this what they're saying. It's better if you just go, "Yeah, they're losing their marbles, but maybe I can help them."
Yeah, I don't know. I'd imagine it's one of those things where you don't really want to let go to who they were, but also at some point you kind of have to get to grips knowing the lucid days aren't as common. It's never gonna so you kind of have to make allowances because you know that it's not their fault.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, you have the pre-clearance of if they forget you, it's not the end of the world. Because at some point they do remember you. It just takes time. They don't mean to forget you. They just do because obviously they have the memories have clocked. Also, I think certain patients, I believe, go back to certain days that they remember. So I believe my nanny went back to the 50s in her mind. With obviously my granddad in her mind, and it was just that. So sometimes patients would go to a happier time. So you ask them what age they are, and they say they're in their 50s. They're not in their 50s, but they're in the era.
Yeah, they're in that time period. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember also one last story. I remember one time my nanny, like she was in the kitchen with my dad, and my nanny like wanted to rebel against the system, and went, "You can't tell me what to do, father. I'm 19. I want to go out and have sex with men." I'm like, "What? What the fuck?
Sorry.
Sorry?" It was something along those lines. Like, I'm 19. I want to go have a boyfriend. I'm like, he's your son. He's just. But yeah, she used to think.
Yeah, but I was. It's also from. I'm pretty sure there's something that was really interesting. It was explained. I think it was in like an expo video where someone made an album which is kind of it tries to show the perspective of like dementia and how through time and comes less and less coherent in the brain, and it's kind of crazy because it's like this like it's a fairly sizable chunk, and it's like a 2-3 hour where it starts off, it's fairly joyous, but then through time it just gets really, really dark and confusing. And imagining someone going through that experience is like awful. So
Yeah, I
it's
do. I
yeah.
It's the one thing I do want to see more in soaps. Obviously, Nigel has it. It's the one thing I do want to see
Yeah,
more in
like
soaps.
before in soaps it happened, I believe it happened with Mo Butcher. And I think that was in it was 1990. People kind of initially viewed her as kind of like a replacement Lou because she kind of came in and was that older type character. Not like a Beale, but you know, she did have dementia. She had Alzheimer's rather. So it and yeah, she died, and it was an actual depiction. It started she was there from 88 to 1990, but ever since they've not really approached it. It's not really been a tackled topic as such. In Coronation Street, a couple like not too long ago, they just announced that a character was going to like they were going to start developing dementia. And it seems like it's actually going to be a fairly long, like winded process. And I think in Emmerdale, I think Eric Pollard has been. Where is it? I remember there being a news story where he was being diagnosed with some form of disease. Regardless, I'll fact check this.
Also in EastEnders, I believe Peggy Mitchell had some sort of dementia. I believe, if memory is correct. Using that term is a bit weird. But I believe Peggy Mitchell had it. But yeah, they do hallucinate people as well. You will get weirded out by
Oh,
that.
sorry. This is it was separate. It's Parkinson's, but it's still like a long-term degenerative disease that kills you over time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just some stories about that. Like I will try and help
I
people.
mean, it's good to have in the most tragic way, but it is good to have your perspective, even though you had to go through it, because it is hard to fully understand not having gone through anything like it. So yeah, so cheers, mate.
Yeah, I wasn't there for most. I was usually upstairs in my bedroom, but when I was there, I used to get annoyed. But I couldn't. You can't really get annoyed with them. But yeah, I will try, like, whenever dementia's brought up in Nigel throughout this storyline, if he's here for the long run, I will try and kind of not
I mean,
guide, but
I can't lie. I'm not entirely. I don't. Obviously, I don't know this for sure, but it did seem like Nigel was just gonna crop up for the 40th. I could be wrong, but it feels like if I had to guess, it'll be surprisingly quick.
probably won't
Um,
die. But
but like I think I suppose do you just want to go through hit the Yolande stuff, and then we'll go into what we think will happen with it.
he talks about Yolanda, about like setting reminders, about like to eat dinner, to have a shower, and all that sort of stuff. As you kind of do need that having dementia. Uh, Obviously, my nanny was a bit older, so she didn't really have a phone. But she did have a phone. But it was like one of them Nokia's. There's no upset reminders than that. He later bumps into Reese, who's trying to get people for the core here, the core opening for a Sanya's trial. He goes to talk to Reese. Reese opens the door to Yolande, and then she goes in and he's trying to hide, but he's a bit obvious, is he? And Yolande and Nigel just talk about the past. She tells Nigel stop running as it'll hurt people even more. Sorry, for clarification, he's running from his wife because he has dementia and he doesn't want her to go through it with him. Even though, in my opinion, even though it'll be hard on her, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to be deprived of. I mean, they'd obviously want it to not happen, but having it, because you said he was diagnosed a year ago, and ever since he's kind of been on the outs because, as I said before, he doesn't want Julie, who was on the show, doesn't want Julie to have to deal with it. He doesn't want her to deal with him slowly dying and forgetting everything. 'Cause he's already forgetting a lot now. So he doesn't want her to have to be his carer rather than his wife in a sense.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
And when he was initially reintroduced, he kind of said oh, we split up, oh, we had differences. But what some fairly astute people did go through, and they went, yeah, he probably left to not have Julie deal with it.
Yeah, they talk about the past. He tells Nigel to stop running as it'll hurt people even more. So Nigel goes back to Phil. Phil thanks Nigel for coming into his life again and tells Nigel to accept the offer, but Nigel says he can't. As it's implied, he tells Phil. He probably doesn't, but it's implied.
He doesn't tell Phil.
He just nods. I'm assuming
Nigel essentially, yeah, you get a rare, really honest Phil moment where he actually says, "Look, you coming back into my life has been exactly what I've needed. I've had a pretty rough time. You've helped me stay off the booze." He's basically saying, "I couldn't imagine you being gone, so please stay," which is obviously not what Nigel wanted to hear. And then Nigel, he just can't tell Phil. Phil says, "Give me one reason why you can't take over the boxing gym," and he just goes, "I can't think of anything." So they just kind of go back to the status quo. Nigel doesn't tell Phil, and yeah, it is the same as it started, essentially.
Yeah, and obviously if he's here for the long run, I will be excited to see it covered, but he probably won't be. And my one problem is if say the next writer, I don't know about Ben White, say the other writer comes in, I just hope they don't forget about it. I want it to be a kept storyline, if he ever comes back again. Does that make sense?
Bit of irony there. Quite dark, but bit of irony.
Yeah, bit of irony. Honestly, I agree.
Sorry. No, honestly, I don't think we will see the whole story. I think that Nigel will play a big part in Phil working, he'll play a big part in Phil's depression. And I think he'll be a guiding light. I think he'll be the one to call Grant, and Grant will return. But I also think that at the 40th, there's probably a high chance that Julie comes. Perhaps she's got Claire as well, just as a nice fanfare thing. And he will, go off to live with his family, and maybe in a year it's Nigel died. But I don't know. A part of me wondered if we were gonna get somewhat similar to the Ethel Dot situation. A part of me wondered if that was going to be an angle we were going to go for, just because of the history. Because, I mean, those deaths in itself, they stand the test of time dramatically. Ethel's death, I didn't even know Ethel when I'd seen the death. I was just crying my eyes out because it's so tragic, but it's still so sweet in the same way. And I was wondering if for the 40th, Phil was gonna kind of take the step where, because he couldn't help Peggy, he refused to help Peggy in the end, and she died alone. But in a sense, would it be a thing if Nigel wanted to die and Phil was the one to help him? That could be an angle you go for. I don't think they will. I think the 40th will be about reuniting Nigel with his family, and I don't know how much we'll see of it. I think it's a shame in a way, because ultimately Nigel has been a really fun reintroduction to the show. I think he's so when you bring back these older characters who have history, you don't need to establish them as a new character. They already have all of it already laid out, so they naturally fit into the show a lot more. Like, yeah, sure, Nigel may have been a character of the past, and his peak was without technology, but is he having to do technology every day? No, he isn't, you know? Like, so it's not like you bring a character from the 80s back and then suddenly they're like 40 and they're nothing like they used to be. It'd be like bringing back Kelvin. It's like, is he going to be like Kelvin in the 80s? Probably not, you know? But Nigel coming back, he's fitted in dramatically. And it's sad because ultimately it's not going to be a happy ending. But I do think it'll be a bit of like it'll be a sweeter kind of end to the story for now. And it can probably be like reintroduced every now and then, or I don't know how they're going to do it. But I will say, after all the criticism we've kind of given Chris Glenshaw as of late, this move is genuinely really good, and it kind of sets up a really interesting angle for the 40th. And like, if we just assess, is there any other topics after this, or is this the end?
This is it.
Oh, okay, sound. But like, if there's any, fine. You say whatever you're gonna say. I'll wrap round to my other point.
I really hope they, as we said in the irony, but I just hope they don't forget about it. Like, I would test the waters and bring in Julie, and then have them leave, and then if they want in a year's time, bring them back to give them the death. Like, if they want.
Like, I don't think they give. I don't think he dies yet. It feels like it would be too early and it would be too rushed. But like, if you just have it kind of slightly hanging over everybody's head, where at some point in the future we're gonna see Nigel, and he's probably not gonna be the same Nigel we know currently. I think it would be a really interesting way to tell the story.
Yeah, and I personally think he's gonna nail it.
Yeah,
it will be very interesting, but in a way, and I know this won't happen for like at least 10 years time. Just on dementia, like as a whole, it would be interesting if, say, when Phil eventually leaves the show, kind of like how Peggy had dementia, Phil gets dementia. In the show, just to bring that up, because I think that'll be very interesting. Whenever Steve McFadden is ready to bow out of EastEnders, and then be like, "Fuck EastEnders, I'm gonna do Strictly," and then he's like, "Oh bollocks, I didn't want." Back to EastEnders.
We've seen him dance in the pantos. He's not doing Strictly.
he does the grandad dance. He's just
he moves his arms.
Yeah, he moves.
But just to wrap it back round, because we have levied a lot of criticism at a lot of the recent decisions under Glenshaw. But I think if we just angle what is going to be coming up for the 40th anniversary, I do think there is a lot of really interesting stuff. Like, seeing how they're doing the Jack, Ravi, Denise stuff, I see it. I do see the intrigue. I do see, like, I personally would rather Denise be single, but ultimately, if we get to choose Ravi over Jack, that's fine by me. If we get to cause Jack more pain, that's fine by me. We have the potential fire, which is seemingly set to go off in the anniversary week, which could kill multiple people. We have the Phil suicide ideation storyline, which will continue and likely now linked with Nigel's dementia. We have I've forgotten the kind of Ruby Martin Stacy stuff, that interesting as well. We have the potential for the Six stuff to wrap up as well. Like, there's a lot of we have Linda's reemergence to the square. Is she gonna get called out on her confession now she's fully sober? Well, I assume she's gonna be fully sober. Well, trying to be sober. Like, as much as we've kind of levied some criticism towards the for how the Reese Sonia Bianca stuff as well. Not that anybody's going to be particularly interested in seeing it necessarily, but still, it's going to come to a head. I do think there's going to be a lot of really good stuff in the 40th anniversary, And yes, I was fairly beside myself with the Denise, Ravi, Jack love triangle fan vote. That one's still underwhelming to me, but fundamentally, I think that going into the 40th anniversary, I don't think there's that much to be worried about. I think we've got a lot of good stuff. Probably going to be a lot of some little returns. I'm looking forward to Grant's return. I do think there's a lot to look forward to, even if I probably would have preferred a bit more build up to it rather than a month for most of these newer storylines.
Yeah, fucking hell, what am I going to say? Jesus. Try not to agree. Try not to agree, but all I can do is agree. I'm looking forward to most of these storylines coming up. The Fire, it will be interesting to say the least. Because there's no way you can do it on the live episode, because it would have to be pre-taped, just in case something does go wrong, and I really don't. So I remember
It's not a risky one.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You don't want to risk doing the Fire on a live episode. It's just not worth it. There's so much moving parts.
Unless it's pre-taped and then it's brought in, which I wouldn't mind then. But yeah, because tragedy usually strikes if you try and do it live, and it's you have to try and get all these people out. Also trying to make it in universe and shit. Yeah. So,
yeah, it'd be a big struggle.
There's someone if we're being honest.
Oh yeah, and the Who attacked Cindy. That's also revealed at the anniversary as well.
Yeah. So there is a lot of build up and a lot of hype for the 40th, and I look forward to most of it, if not all of it, but most of it. Ravi and Denise and
not the Sonia and Reese stuff.
no. But I'm excited to see if Bianca comes out of hibernation. She's been locked up for weeks, months even. And where the bloody hell is Bianca? We know where Bianca is, we know, but I want to see it, mate. Alright, calm down. But I can't wait for that to wrap up and how they're going to go about Reese. Honestly, I'd retcon him having a child with Sonia and just make him Martin's somehow.
Yeah.
They had a
and even then, after the anniversary, we're heading straight into a new producer. Get ready for all the news videos. Everybody's getting cut. There's going to be some shockwave exits in this next cast call because it has to happen. It happens with every executive producer. Look at Coronation Street right now. They've gotten rid of 5 characters already. We're only the second week of the year, for Christ's sake. It's going to be chaos. Callum's gone. Felix probably gone. Bernie gone. Vinny probably gone. Then we're going to get to see the new characters. They want to impart themselves on the show. It's a really, I once again, I don't necessarily think EastEnders is heading in for the golden era. It's been very good and it's been consistently the best soap, but is it as good as its peak in 2023? The answer is no. But it is still very good. But it is going to be an exciting time to be a soap fan in 2025. With all these changes, with the Coronation Street new executive producer, with Chris Glenshaw's final hurrah into a new executive producer. There's a lot to look forward to. So, stay tuned.
So what would you do if not Susan Tully's, what would you do if they brought back and recast Michelle Fowler?
I would cry.
And she's not, as I stated before, she's not a nonce because it was legal in the UK. It's not legal in the States.
I would cry.
But that is the 40th news. Now it's time for the finale, as we usually do. If you don't know the finale or the send-off, is where we obviously do our awards.
He's trying to stall whilst he takes the timestamp. It's time for the awards. Time for the award portion. We have 3 awards for you. We have Underrated, we have Who Needs Slapping Down, and we have the Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence. 2 of those are self-explanatory. The third one needs a bit more room. The Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence is for the most wooden portrayal, because as much as we love Danny Walter's Keanu Taylor, he was a bit one note at the end, and in general.
If you're an OG fan, it was the Steve Blackman Award, who was a bland wrestler, but was so cool. But yeah, it's no longer called Steve Blackman.
So bland, it was good.
Yes, but he's
it's the antithesis of charisma, where someone is so uncharismatic, it kind of becomes captivating. That's how everybody knows a person who's so boring, but because it's all they're about, it's like, holy fuck, this actually really. I don't know. It just lands sometimes. It just lands.
So we're going to do underrated first. Who's underrated for you, mate?
Priya, I think. Priya has been the standout this week as a whole. She has really been given a lot of good material to work with and is proving why she was brought in, proving to be that matriarch figure that everybody generally likes when they become this matriarch, taking care of the family, dealing with the issues, dealing with it internally. And I just really enjoy the counterbalance because Nugget was perfectly happy for Priya to cover his tracks in seeing Nish. But the second that she isn't happy that Nish is dead, he's like, yeah, I hate you, Mum. I hate you. It's like, you could have been gone to prison. You could have been going to prison if it wasn't for her cleaning up your mess. But because Nish's poison has dripped in his ear, he's not going to see it that way. So it's just a lot of really good stuff with Priya and Nugget, and fundamentally both characters are like overachieving, I'd argue.
Now, obviously, these awards aren't meant to be serious. That's where the end of the year
well,
awards.
one of them isn't.
Yeah, one of the isn't. I tend to go for the more jokey ones. Ash tends to be like a what the fuck am I saying? A sports analysis.
A try hard.
Yeah, he tries to be a sports analysis. So he's the more like, if you zoom in here, when he kicks the ball, you can see there's a right angle at it, and that really perfects the skill of kicking the ball. And I was like, okay, Ash, we're discussing under 40s, like fucking football here. Not even the main people would watch. Like, calm down. But but obviously
Look, one of us is trying to be a critic.
Yeah. I'm just here for the ride. Honestly, I'm not here for much. And obviously, for me, who is on the right? Honestly, Ian Beale scrolling on his little TikTok. Or as I call it, Walford Cock. For some reason, I was supposed to call it Walford Talk, but I called it Walford Cock. I don't know why. Ian Beale scrolling, looking at the cat videos. Like, cause that's something, that's it. Like, you know.
The one thing I found funny as well is because it's Ian Beale, they wanted to make it the most prehistoric cat memes possible, like the I has cheeseburger font. Like it's the boomer memes. It's the boomer memes. Like if he was doing any minions, it's like, oh bloody hell, he's a walking stereotype.
Like honestly, because I know they probably just went on the internet and got some like cat videos to pop in. But honestly, I want to like imagine, right? So it's just a bunch of writers in the room. All right. So we have this idea for Ian Beale where he's looking at cat videos. All right. So how many of you have cats? Okay, 6 people raised their hand. Okay, we all need you to go home and film your cats doing something funny. Okay, thanks. But like, it's just funny because he's a cat on a
He's also half cut as well. Like he's drunk and he's like.
My favorite thing is there's also like a cat on, what are they called? A Roomba, like going around, and he's just like, hey Peter, look at this, and Peter's like, put the phone down, you dick.
Hey Peter, look at it. Oh, that's not good. That's not a good impression.
Hey Peter.
Hey Peter.
Hey Peter. The Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence is up next. What did I say with such a nuance? Who's the most wooden and why? Honestly, it's or I had an idea and I lost it. It goes to either goes to what was it? Either goes to Reese's like clipboard of Google Sheets, or probably not Sheets, but Google Sheets of like, okay, I want all of you here. Either goes to that, or just Nigel Batch doing his own stunts and falling into a bin. Bates. Nigel Bates.
Will he ever get it right?
I did get it right once.
No. Well, you got it right, and you said, "You always tell me it's bats." Don't you even dare! Don't you even dare try to say I'm the one messing you up with this.
So obviously, I'm going for Nigel Bates falling into the bin because he does his own stunts.
He does his own stunts, indeed.
Who's the most wooden for you?
Most wooden, Ravi.
Oh.
No explanation needed.
Yeah. Ash was a 3-incher, and then he rose to 6 when he seen Ravi.
If I was lucky.
It's usually only 4, isn't it?
On a good day.
And lastly, who needs slapping down? For me, it's simple: dementia.
Yeah, solid. I can't do any better than that. Dementia does need slapping down. It's horrific.
But if you had to go for an honourable mention, Nugget.
It's gonna be hard to trump dementia.
We'll try.
Nice try, but I don't think it's getting more honest than that.
See, if we're being honest here, if it was America, they'll try and bomb like dementia. It's like, you can't. It's in your fucking brain, you dickheads. But yeah, that's also just shout out. Who also needs slapping down? The California fires, or LA fires that are happening in America. They also need slapping down, because they suck. My favourite tortoise lost his house. How could that happen? Why did that happen? But yeah, thank you for watching.
Life isn't fair.
Life isn't fair. They did rebuild his house. They did rebuild it, but it lost. But thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one. Bye bye.